Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Holy Chavetz Chaim in the Sefer Mitzvahs HaKotzar, and we are in Mitzvahs Lo Yisaseh, the negative commandment, Samich, number 60. Shelo l'mashkein beged almana. You cannot take the garment of a widow as collateral. Shenemar, like it says, V'lo yisachav oila beged almana. It says, do not take the clothing of an almana, of a widow. Bein she aniyah, bein ashir, whether she is poor, whether she is rich. You'd say, oh, she's rich, she has more. No, you cannot take. Lo b'shas hava, v'lo b'shas hava. Not at the time that you're making the loan to her and you want this collateral, nor at a time when it's not the loan, but you made the loan already. V'lo al pi bezdin. And you can't even take her clothing if the bezdin says, the court says that you could. Mishkin oisa, and if in fact you end up taking her clothing as a mashkan, as collateral, machzirin mimeno bal korchai. You are obligated to give it back to her, even against your will. You have to give back the clothing that you took as collateral. She's an almana, she's a delicate, sensitive person, and she needs to be treated with the proper respect, even more respect. Don't take things away from her. If you ended up losing this collateral before you returned it to her, you have now just transgressed the prohibition of taking the clothing of a almana, of a widow, as a mashka and as collateral, because you can't return it. You no longer have the ability to return what you took because you lost it. So you are now in bad shape, says the Chavetz Chaim. This is something that we keep everywhere all the time, men and women. Next mitzvah, mitzvahs lo yisaseh, the negative commandment, Samech Aleph 61, do not withhold the collateral from its owners at the time that they need it. What does that mean? Shenemar, it says in the Torah, lo yisishka ba'avotai. You cannot sleep with his collateral. What does that mean? Let's say that means that you have the man's pillow. You took it as collateral. Now it's nighttime. The guy needs to go to sleep. He needs a pillow to rest his head down on. It means that you cannot go to sleep when you have his object with you, because he needs it, and therefore you have to return it. You have to get it back the next day. So you have a whole back and forth with this borrower constantly. He gives you the mashkai to hold on to. You give it back to him at night. The next morning he gives it back to you, so on and so forth. This is something that we keep everywhere, all of the time. It's for men and for women alike. And one more mitzvah we shall see over here. Mitzvahs lo yisaseh, the negative commandment, Samech Beis, number 62. Lo yisaseh shaloi la'ametz leiv. Do not harden your heart. Don't shut your hand from a poor man amongst the Jewish people. Which means, as we know, when it comes to the world of tzedakah, a person has to be free-flowing. They have to have nedivas halev, a open, loving, giving heart. They have to want to give to the poor man. Not to be hard-hearted and stingy and cruel and hold it back. Shenemar, like it says, Lo sa'amet, says levavacha, do not harden your heart. V'lo yisipait, says yodcha, do not close your hand. Me'achicha evion, from your poor, from your impoverished brother. Don't do that. You need to give him generously, the best that you can. V'noyeg b'chol makom u'b'chol zman. This is something that we keep everywhere all the time. B'scharm u'b'nekevos, for men and for women. You're obligated to treat them generously and compassionately and mercifully by giving them what they need. Don't hold back the tzedakah. You might not have a lot of money to give them, but whatever you have, you should give them with a smile on your face. Make them feel good, not that they're a burden on you, but rather they're giving you an opportunity to do the chesed of tzedakah, and therefore give generously. Give with an open heart and an open hand, not chalila with a hardened, closed heart and a closed hand. Have a wonderful day.